Something horrific has happened in a quiet Oxfordshire town, an attack so shocking it's shaken the entire community. Police are scrambling to respond, not just to the crime itself, but to growing speculation that has erupted in its aftermath. But what really happened, and why are officers urging the public to stay silent on certain claims? Let's break it down, but first hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more. Thames Valley Police have addressed speculation that the perpetrators of a gang rape of a woman in a Churchy ward is linked to a migrant hotel. The woman, in her 30s, was raped by a group of men in the churchyard of St Mary's in Banbury and the surrounding area of the Oxfordshire town centre in the early hours of Sunday, the force said. In an update on Monday morning, it confirmed that one of the offenders is a white man. However, police have now put to rest further speculation surrounding the incident, advising the public that unfounded assumptions are detrimental to the investigation. We are aware of speculation circulating the possible ethnic background or origin of the individuals connected to this incident, police said. At this stage, we have no further verified description of those involved. Any assumptions being made are unfounded and unhelpful to the investigation. Police added, "We can confirm there is no information at this stage to link this investigation to migrant accommodation. We urge the public to refrain from speculation," the police said. Officers have previously appealed for a woman who attempted to stop the attack to come forward with information. Detective Sergeant Mark Personius said it was a horrific crime. Thames Valley Police is conducting a thorough investigation to identify the offenders, he said. "We are supporting the victim with specifically trained officers at this extremely difficult time." Mr. Personius said the town centre would have been busy on a Saturday night into the early hours of a Sunday morning. "Therefore, I would also appeal to anyone else who saw or heard anything in the area between 12 a.m. and 2:30 a.m. this morning to come forward," he added. Police have asked anyone with information to contact Thames Valley Police, referencing the number 43250495078. In response to the incident, the church cancelled Sunday's parish Eucharist. The Reverend Serena Tajima told the BBC that the church was greatly saddened to hear of the horrific incident that happened at our graveyard. "Our prayers are with the victim at this difficult time," she said. "We had our early music festival that weekend, and to think that only a few hours later this awful thing was happening, it just makes it even worse." This appalling attack has left Banbury reeling, with police working urgently to identify those responsible, while also urging the public not to fuel speculation that could hinder the investigation. For now, the priority remains clear: supporting the victim, pursuing every lead, and ensuring that justice is done. Officers are continuing to appeal for witnesses, while the local community grapples with both shock and sadness in the wake of a crime that has shaken the town to its core. In other news, Shabana Mahmood has announced a new crackdown on indefinite leave to remain, just days after Nigel Farage set out Reform UK's policy on the scheme. The Home Secretary was critical of the Reform UK leader, who she appeared to suggest was partly to blame for a surge in ethno-nationalism across Britain. Ms. Mahmood still accepted something must be done on indefinite leave to remain, and she set out new conditions that will be in place for migrants seeking to remain in Britain under its terms. She announced Labour will soon increase the time in which someone must have lived in Britain to earn indefinitely leave to remain from 5 years to 10 years. "We will be consulting on this change soon, and as part of this consultation, I will be proposing a series of new tests such as being in work, making national insurance contributions, not taking a penny in benefits, learning English to a high standard, having no criminal record," she said. "And finally, that you have truly given back to your community, such as volunteering your time to a local cause. Without meeting those conditions, I do not believe your ability to stay in this country should be automatic. Indefinite leave to remain is how someone settles in the UK. It gives someone the right to live, work, and study in the country for as long as they like. It also allows people to apply for benefits if eligible. It can also be used to apply for British citizenship. Mr. Farage took a more radical approach with his proposed indefinite leave to remain proposal by vowing to abolish it entirely. The Reform UK leader said people who already have it or settled status would no longer be guaranteed it and would have to reapply under stricter criteria. The new visas would need to be renewed every 5 years, meaning they are not permanent. Tougher rules such as a higher salary threshold, a better standard of English, stricter rules on bringing spouses or children, and no access to welfare or public benefits would be in place. He claimed his crackdown would boost the public purse massively, quoting a figure of around £234 billion, a number which has been questioned across the political sphere. Ms. Mahmood used her speech to give Labour delegates a flavour as to what can be expected of her as Home Secretary. She vowed to deliver a Greater Britain, not a littler England, while also admitting her decisions may not always be popular. We will have to question some of the assumptions and legal restraints that have lasted for a generation or more, she told the conference in Liverpool. Speaking about Britain's border perils, she said that without control, we will never be the open, tolerant and generous country that I know we all believe in. Shabana Mahmood's intervention signals a significant shift in Labour's approach to migration and settlement, with her proposed overhaul of indefinite leave to remain marking one of the toughest positions her party has adopted in recent years. By extending the qualifying period from 5 to 10 years and tying residency to conditions such as stable work, tax contributions, strong English skills, a clean criminal record, and proven community involvement, she has sought to present Labour as both pragmatic and principled, willing to tighten the system without tearing it down altogether. This stands in sharp contrast to Nigel Farage's more radical Reform UK stance, which calls for the outright abolition of indefinite leave to remain and a wholesale replacement with renewable visas under far harsher criteria. While Farage frames his plan as a cost-saving measure, citing disputed figures of hundreds of billions of pounds, Mahmood's rhetoric leans on values of responsibility, integration, and contribution to society. Her speech also underscored the broader political balancing act she faces as Home Secretary, promising a Greater Britain, not a littler England, while simultaneously admitting her policies will be unpopular with some. In drawing a direct link between border control and national openness, Mahmood positioned herself as a reformer willing to challenge long-standing assumptions, but not at the expense of Britain's self-image as a tolerant and outward-looking nation. With Labour and Reform UK offering starkly different answers to the same question, the debate over indefinite leave to remain is likely to dominate not just immigration policy, but also the wider battle over Britain's identity, values, and future direction in the years ahead. What are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comments section below. If you've not yet already, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more British content. Thank you, take care, goodbye.